Welcome to another game of Dead by Daylight. Today we're playing the Nemesis, with a build designed to bring out his full potential. As always, if you know what my perks do and you just want to skip ahead, feel free. Timestamps are below. The Nemesis, one of the most iconic characters from Resident Evil, brings a couple of zombies into the game with him, while Nemesis himself uses a whip attack. Now, I've always been vocal about the Nemesis being one of the weakest killers in the game, despite how popular he is, due to how much time it takes to get his power online. So this build is designed to slow the game down as much as possible by tricking survivors into choosing to waste their own time. Now both the zombies and your whip will not damage a survivor who isn't infected, and instead the first hit will infect them with the T-virus. Infecting survivors, and whipping your own zombies, will also increase your mutation rate. At mutation rate 2, your whip will destroy pallets, and at 3, its range is increased. Your zombies are not very threatening on their own. They're slow and not very bright. However, we can bring them under control with the night perk, Hex, Face the Darkness. Face the Darkness will cause survivors outside of your terror radius to occasionally scream, showing you where they are. But the key is it will also show your zombies where they are, and any zombies nearby will move towards them. Now, zombies themselves can be much more threatening when you can support them, so we will want survivors nearby us to not hear our terror radius. We will also want survivors to not cleanse our Face the Darkness totem, so we're backing it up with the perk Hex Plaything. Plaything will curse every survivor the first time that they're hooked. This causes an unlit totem on the map to become a Hex totem, that while still standing will cause that survivor to not hear our terror radius, letting those survivors trigger Face the Darkness. Since we'll potentially have up to 5 totems on the map that survivors can cleanse, our next perk is going to be Hex Penimento. Penimento will let us relight every cleansed Hex totem once, turning it into a Penimento totem. This perk will strengthen for every Penimento totem still up, adding the effects on the left. Because survivors have already cleansed our totems once, they will know what these new totems are, and it will be very tough to get many stacks. But that's okay, because this perk's strongest effect only needs 1 totem lit in order to slow down generator repair speeds. Our final perk is going to be Sloppy Butcher. Survivors that you damage with your basic attacks will require more time to be healed, and if that heal is interrupted, it'll quickly decay. While our whip won't apply this effect on its own, it's still a strong effect, since our zombies are very good at interrupting healing survivors. Because there's so many totems to cleanse, the game will already be pretty slow, but we're going to make the game even slower with our add-ons. Since survivors will be vulnerable while infected, they'll spend time moving around the map looking for vaccines to cleanse their virus. The plant vines will slow down the opening of crates containing the vaccine, and the damaged syringe will increase the time it takes to use the vaccine. Together it will add a whopping 9 seconds, plus the time to find the crates, to every T-virus cure. Add in those 10 totems, the cleanse at 14 seconds each, all while Penimento is slowing gen speeds by 30%, and you have plenty of time to find and hook those survivors. But will it be enough time to start the zombie apocalypse? Well, there's one way to find out. Okay, Cowshed. Now this is a pretty open map. Its most distinguishing feature is the corn everywhere that makes it very easy for survivors to hide. But I don't know if that'll actually hide them from the zombies who can see them. I guess we'll find out one way or the other. As usual, I'm going to move towards the opposite corner of the map from when I started, just looking around. Okay, there's a survivor. There's also a zombie that has spawned. Early on, it's important that we get to tier 2 at the very least, as fast as possible with our power. You chase some zombies. So anyway, I'm going to focus more on infecting here than I am on doing damage, at least early on. You get a lot more infection from infecting uninfected survivors as opposed to damaging infected survivors, but you still do get some. So I've been trying to get a little bit here. And since I'm still tier 1, it doesn't break that pallet. It'll prioritize hitting the actual survivor, so you can get right over a pallet like that. Let's put him up on a hook here. You know, on second thought, I probably should have just hit him with just an M1 just to get that Sloppy Butcher effect going. That's okay. Right now, my focus is on just getting out of this level 1 of mutation as fast as possible. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I... Darn it. Gotcha. Okay, there's tier 2. Ooh, and I hit her over the pallet too, which is nice. And I gotta keep in mind that she doesn't look behind her when she runs. So she's pretty easy to hit with the whip. The whip is pretty easy to avoid just by swerving back and forth a little bit. Peekaboo, let me look around here. So my totem's right next to her, which is fine. I can grab this now. I thought I saw somebody right over here, but maybe not. Here you are, hello. She's not going for the window. But I'm almost tier 3 right now, which is nice. You see how that zombie had his arms holding out in front of him? That means that he sees somebody, he's going to move towards them. So we can kind of see their auras as we're playing. Just to get an idea. Just to get an idea if the zombies actually see anybody. Turn and hide my red stain for a second. No, she's just going to keep going. Let's see how she's going to loot this here. I'll fake it. Yep, and I get her. Get a little Sloppy Butcher action going. Gonna drop this pallet? No? Should be able to get her right here. No, no. And she messed up. No way to play that pallet for too long. May as well use my remote hook here. Man, this event is really strong for killers. I'll talk about it more in the final thoughts after the video. But a better perk to use, I think, in general, instead of Sloppy Butcher, is probably going to be the Scourge Hook Gift of Pain. Because that'll apply your Sloppy Butcher effect to anybody you actually hook on a Scourge Hook. And then you won't have to use your M1s at all on the Nemesis. I am specifically not using it during this event, though, because you can't guarantee that the remote hook is going to go on a Scourge Hook. Now, I want to take full advantage of the remote hook, so I'm going to prioritize that over Gift of Pain's slightly better effect. Ooh, and there's tier 3, so now I got the full-length whip here, which is very nice. Now, our whip is not very good, especially late game, if survivors are cleansing repeatedly. So that's why I have the add-ons to slow it down. Let's see how well it works. Here, I'll break that with my power. She's just going to go just from pallet to pallet. This okay. This girl doesn't look behind herself either. You get a little Sloppy Butcher effect. The totem behind me was already cleansed, so I'll be able to apply the Penimental Totem to it shortly. Meantime, let's stick her in the basement here. I might have been able to throw her onto the basement hook with the remote hook, but I'm not going to risk it. Okay, let's see, let's put this totem up here. And I see there's another totem that they cleanse down there too. Now, one of the cool things about Hex Face the Darkness is that it will unlight itself whenever the first survivor that you injure becomes like fully healed or becomes hooked. So it's a good way that survivors won't be able to cleanse it unless it's actually lit. So it'll keep itself protected a little bit longer. They are cleansing our totems pretty quick though. That survivor, I'm sorry, that zombie is showing us where to go though, which is nice. And they're just running in the wrong direction, it looks like. Making a lot of distance actually. And you know what, I don't know exactly where they are, so let's just keep moving. If survivors end up using one of the supply crates in order to cure the virus, you'll see the killer instinct effect on them, which is kind of like this red heartbeat that pulses. But no one's used one yet, so we'll just have to keep our eye out. Okay, let's break this and put this down. Oh no, I was on cooldown. Oops. Should be able to get her here. Yeah. Times like this, when survivors haven't cleansed, and you're able to get your power very quickly, Nemesis comes off as pretty strong. But I don't know, just the time that it takes and how good groups just rush the game real fast, Nemesis always just comes off to me as just very weak. Oh, you did cleanse. Okay, that was a decent fake on her part. Be able to get her right over here. Come on, zombie. Ooh, she's overextending here. Okay, just barely got her there. We should be able to get her here. Yeah, there we go. And it's nice too, because the zombie should be able to push anyone off if they try to go for a pallet save. We're on a nice remote hook over there. I'm hearing just a little bit of screaming off to my left. I want to go over here though and check this totem. Okay, I just saw a crow fly off. It means there's a survivor right here. Oh, there's two of them here. Hold on. I always try and push survivors into the zombies. It's not super effective, but it is funny. Just apply a sloppy butcher effect instead, though. Ooh, is that survivor about to die? Second hook. Oh, they got the last second unhook there. That was so good. Unfortunately for Mr. David King here, I don't think you've got long to live. Let me get close just to get that sloppy butcher going. There's not really a hook nearby, but that's okay. The remote hook should be coming up just in time. Okay, that zombie just heard the Face of Darkness scream over to my left. Ooh, there's another one straight ahead. Oh, that zombie almost stopped them from cleansing that totem, but that's okay. Oh, she's not going for the unhook though. Where's she going? Yeah, she's in dead zone right here. And up you go. Grab another one of these. There's a lot of screaming going on over here. We've got 3 stacks of Penimento, so they've got basically no chance of cleansing them at this point. This game's basically over. Actually, very little cleansing in general going on, of the virus at least. So I'm wondering if they're deterred by the add-ons. I have had a lot of pressure going this game though, so it's possible they just haven't had a good chance. Okay, let me just swing around the edge here. Maybe I should have waited a minute for my remote hook to come back, but it'll be back in time. Ooh, and they're just dying on their second hook. You're on death hook. Okay, there's only one left. Just gotta wait for them to scream, and we should be good. Yeah, this event's fun, but I feel like with the remote hook, it's just a little bit too strong for the killer. It is a fun ability, though. You know, that'd make a pretty good perk, I think. Some sort of like remote hook that you can use maybe 2 or 3 times in a game. Here's our final survivor. Hi. Now look, you're gonna have to give me better than a vaccine. You know, I got plenty of these things. Okay, take a med kit. Yeah, you get out of here. Go find the hatch. Go. Whoa, 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 buddy. I just said that she could find the hatch. You're not, no, stop. You gotta listen to me when I speak to you. Look, I'm your boss. I'm in charge. I don't want any of this insubordination from you, okay? She's gonna find the hatch. And you know what? You're not gonna bother me anymore. In fact, you know what? You're fired. You just can't find good help these days. Okay, let's see where this hatch is. Ah, he's back already. Oh, looks like she found the hatch. And that was a fun game. It worked out pretty well, I'd say. It's tough to tell exactly, but I do feel like these two add-ons together worked out very well. The build worked pretty well at keeping survivors constantly occupied. If you're not a fan of Sloppy Butcher, either because of its timer, or the fact that you won't always be using basic attacks with the Nemesis, there's a couple of other perks that would make great alternatives. As mentioned during the video, Scourge Hook Gift of Pain is a great alternative, since you'll get that Sloppy Butcher effect along with the repair speed debuff if they heal. Another option is Corrupt Intervention, since it can help offset the Nemesis' slow start. While I don't generally like Corrupt Intervention in totem builds, it works pretty well in this build in particular, since there will be no lit totems until you at least get the first hit in, so survivors won't spawn on those totems. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, doing so will be greatly appreciated. But either way, thank you for your continued support.